Hi, I'm Stacy Swiderski, a photo editor here at A Wonderful Machine, and I'm working on a web portfolio edit for photographer Helynn Ospina. Helen is a San Francisco-based photographer, and she currently shoots a combination of travel, portraiture, and home and garden work. Her site launches to a travel gallery called California Dreaming, and we have a grid view mode. This is a pretty long gallery. She can definitely eliminate some of the work in here. Some of it doesn't really read as travel, although it's nice and it's strong. I would also recommend that she remove some of the portraits. At the bottom, I noticed she also has an image that looks like a grid of images, and usually we recommend not doing this in a portfolio as it tends to really break up an edit. Let's take a look at another places gallery. We have Aloha Spirit. Again, some really strong travel images in here, but you can see that some of the images just don't fit or seem necessary to have in here. So it's nice to get a sense of the architecture, but if it's not specific enough to the travel specialty, I wouldn't necessarily include it in the edit. Okay, let's take a look at the Sunshine State. Again, beautiful content in here, some really strong images. And there are some images clouding up the edit that just aren't indicative of a commercially viable travel specialty. So that's her places gallery. Let's take a look at her people gallery. So her portrait work is a little bit varied. For the most part, it seems like portraiture she's taken while traveling, or portraiture she's just taken for a few side editorial projects. Although she has a lot of strong imagery in here, I don't feel like the stronger images are strong enough to really pull this gallery together. So when we're working on her web edit, we'll really take a look at her portrait work and see if it makes sense to continue keeping this on her site. Now let's take a look at her spaces. We have a home interiors and a commercial interiors. As you can see by the home interiors, she has a lot of strong work in here. She has a good style and sense of vision shooting interiors, so there's no doubt about it that this is a good gallery to continue keeping on her site, but it should be fine-tuned a bit. We don't need to have so much repetition. We want to make sure it's specific and to the point for clients. With her commercial interiors gallery, you can see we have a few office spaces. Now this gallery isn't as extensive as her home interiors, so we'll take a look at the work she sends, and there's a chance we might eliminate the commercial interiors and just keep her spaces focused on residential interiors. So Helen also has a few different personal projects on her site. She has a surf stories, which is essentially surf landscape and portraiture. An at-home gallery, which is a more fine art project, which seems pretty resolved. She has a Lake Tahoe gallery, and then also a sleeping quarters gallery, again a more fine art related project. So with these different images in here, we'll see if they really hold up as projects and if they're worthwhile to continue showing on her site, or if it's better to just pick the strongest imagery and integrate them into a new travel gallery. So overall, our goal with Helen's edit is going to be to focus on her most commercially viable specialties and make sure that she's showing specific galleries in order to get the point across to clients. Okay, so I'm going to go get started with her edit, and I'll be right back with the updates. Okay, so now we're back with Helynn Ospina's completed web edit. I'm going to take a quick look through everything and go over what we did to improve her site and her brand. First off, you'll notice she has a new web template. This is a much more cleaner, more streamlined web template. Her new website automatically launches to the first gallery, which is her interiors gallery, and we can hover over images so that they darken. We can click on them individually to see them larger. Looking at this gallery, you can see that a lot of emphasis has been placed on the color gradation from one image to the next, and I also tried to focus on integrating detail shots into the mix. A lot of these details were artistic and they fit nicely without pulling away from the majority of her shots. Next up in her navigation, we have two travel galleries, down south and out west. Helen had quite a bit of travel work, and I had considered putting it all together in one gallery, but when I looked at the work, it was clear that she was developing a new style. So the newer style is indicative of her most recent travels to South America, and so with this gallery, I put together a gallery that's more warm based, so the colors, the culture, the smiles of the people. And the other gallery is her cooler work. And this is regional work from Northern California, the Pacific Northwest, and Hawaii. And this work has more of a breezy oceanic feel to it, cooler color palette. Considering that this work had been earlier travel work, it made sense to group it separately from the newer travel work. After this, we have a projects gallery. On her previous site, she was showing quite a few projects. Some of them were more complete than others. And the idea with just showing one is to show a cohesive project with some sense of completion to it. You'll notice with her new web edit, we no longer have a portrait gallery. The reason for this is that her portraits didn't really hold up as a specialty on their own. She had a lot of strong portraits in her previous edit, but they didn't all work together as a unit. So what I tried to do with the new edit is make sure that she has portraiture mixed in with her travel galleries, and that she also has portraiture in her projects. So if a client needs her to shoot portrait work, and even though she may not be presenting it on her site in a separate gallery, it's pretty clear she'd be able to accomplish a portrait assignment if one was given to her. Then we have her about and contact page, and the latest, which is just meant to be where she's going to post recent work on her blog. And thanks for the shout out, Helen. I'll surely be your photo editing guru. Okay, and that takes care of my web edit for Helynn Ospina. If you'd like help with an edit of your own, feel free to get in touch and I'll be happy to help you. Again, I'm Stacy Swiderski at Wonderful Machine, and you can find us online at wonderfulmachine.com. Thanks. Have a great day.